I feel like I just did a line of cocaine. I'm not even kidding. Hello and welcome back to Allie Bakes. Now, first things first, we'll acknowledge the elephant in the room. How the hell are you? It's been 8 months, but we're back with a vengeance, and I'm very excited to get back to a consistent uploading schedule. Got some really exciting things coming down the pipe, but for today, we are making like something I've kind of been dreaming about in my head for like the past 8 months, which are pecan sticky cinnamon rolls. So that's what we're embarking on today, and I will be so pleased if you join me. Let's get started. Start off, I have a whole cup of whole milk, which is gonna go in the microwave to warm it up for about 20 seconds. You want it to get to like 110-ish degrees because we're making a yeasted cinnamon roll. We're not futzing with sourdough today. We're sticking with what we know, okay? Why was I listening to it to see if it was warm enough? I think it's warm enough. I can't really tell through the plastic, it's fine. About 3 teaspoons of yeast, and then about 70 grams of white sugar that our yeast is going to munch on. And then we're gonna mix this together and let it get real frothy. Ah, sheesh, we gotta let it rest for 10 minutes. That's okay. While we're letting this rust, we can do something else. We can kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. I don't know why the idea of pecan rolls like appeared to me in a dream. Because they're like sticky buns. Like, I didn't make this up. This is like a thing. It's like cinnamon rolls with a little pecan glaze. So we're gonna take this opportunity to chop up our pecans. As per the usual, all of the ingredients and quantities will be listed in the description box below. Here I am just chopping some pecan halves to go on top of our buns. I literally am gonna plant like a pecan tree in my backyard because how expensive nuts are. Thanks, Joe Biden. That was a joke. That was a joke. And that honestly might be overkill on the pecans, but I want these shits to be real nutty. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't guessed by now, these buns are kind of like a pineapple upside down cake situation where you put the pecans and the pecan goo on the bottom of the pan, you bake the buns on top, and then you flip it upside down. It's kind of foamy. Okay, we're gonna add the rest of our dough ingredients here. So we have 1 large egg, got some softened butter, your butter should be super soft but not quite melted before you do this, and I like to break up the butter and the egg a little bit before I add the flour. And then we have 490 grams of all-purpose flour. And now we're just gonna stir to combine. Now this dough comes together really quickly, but it's really loose and it's really sticky. So make sure you generously flour your work surface before turning the dough out, or you're gonna have even more of a mess than I had, and I already had a pretty big mess. And then we're gonna work it. I need my bench scraper. The dough is still going to be kind of tacky, but more workable by the time you're done. Okay. We're going to put this in our greased up bowl. I'm going to wash my hands. I've had my oven warming. I'm going to turn off the warming feature because I just needed it to get kind of warmish. We're going to cover this guy with plastic wrap. And then he's gonna vibe for like 50 to 60 minutes in the warm oven. And I'll see you then. Welcome back. Our dough has successfully risen and divided itself into 2 perfect butt cheeks. I have preheated our oven to 350, so I'm gonna stick our pecans in there just to get a nice little roast on them for like 7 minutes. In the interim, we are going to make our pecan goo using dark brown sugar, maple syrup, whole milk, and unsalted butter. So come on over this way with me. Lucky for me, this sauce is pretty idiot-proof. You're combining butter, maple syrup, whole milk, and dark brown sugar in your pan over the stove. You can use light brown sugar for this, but I prefer to live a life with flavor, so I use dark brown. Heat all your ingredients over medium-high heat until it goes from looking like this to looking like this. Nice and combined. Turn that off, remove it from the heat. Take these out. I'm gonna meet you back over at the table. Oh, that smells so good. Maybe it's worth $15 for 8 ounces of nuts, I don't know. Take our goo and pour it over our nuts. So, I'm just gonna leave that there. I almost picked that up with my bare hands. Wouldn't that have been crazy? But, okay, now we're going to make our cinnamon filling for our cinnamon rolls that are gonna go on top of this. So, I have light brown sugar for the rolls, cinnamon, salt, and then some really soft butter. Again, this filling, pretty foolproof. You're just gonna mash all of this together until combined. If you're having a hard time working the butter in, you can always stick it in the microwave. I won't tell anyone that you didn't thaw your butter enough. Once your cinnamon brown sugar filling is ready, you are now ready to turn out your dough and begin shaping your cinnamon rolls. Again, make sure you flour your work surface. Oh my gosh, that dough feels amazing. It's so light and airy. Now you want to roll the dough as minimally as possible because the more you work it, the more the gluten is going to develop. So very quickly roll this into rectangular submission. Now we're gonna get our Picasso on. I'm gonna try something kind of new and kind of unorthodox, and I just need you guys to bear with me because usually when you make cinnamon rolls, you like roll up the loaf and then you use dental floss to cut it, or you use a serrated knife, and I always squish my rolls like regardless of how I do that. So I'm gonna try something a little crazy with the way that I prepare these this time, and it looks a little something like this. I need 12. I don't know why. Richard Nixon needs 12 cinnamon rolls. Oh, sheesh. Stay down. Now I'm going to say something controversial, yet incredibly brave. I like this method way better than the dental floss method. I think you get cleaner rolls. You can get them way more even because you're using a pizza cutter. It's also incredibly meditative to take your time rolling up your buns, putting them in their goo bath. This is the method I will be implementing from now on, and I don't want to hear any lip about it from the cinnamon bun purists. You keep using your dental floss, you freaks of nature. Did I not make 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I made 12. I don't count so good, but I could make a mean cinnamon roll. Public schools in Missouri, you know? The oven is set at 350. These need to prove for like 20 more minutes. I'm gonna clean up my disaster, let these prove, and then we got one more thing to do before we put them in the oven. Okay, the buns are proved. The oven is preheated. And listen, I wasn't gonna tell anybody this, but I consider us friends, so let's keep this between the two of us, okay? I have an extra secret tip for getting extra moist buns. You're gonna take about 1/3 of a cup of cream and you're just gonna pour it over the top of them. Just a little drizzle before they go in the oven. Just gonna make the dough a lot softer. Okay, these are going in a 350-degree oven for between 25 and 30 minutes or until they look a little crispy crunchy on top. Do good for me. That was hot. I'll see you guys in 25 to 30 minutes. If you could smell what my kitchen smells like right now, you would shit your pants. Oh my God. Okay. It smells so good. Basically, we gotta let this cool for like 5 minutes and then we have to flip them. And I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous about the flip, but we're gonna let these cool, and then we'll do that. Okay, I'm gonna try not to mess this up because I will be sad if I splatter hot pecan goo all over myself and my home because I feel like that would hurt. Also, it would ruin my buns. Okay. Now this really wasn't as big of a deal as I was making it out to be in my head. Just make sure you've got the right size bakeware and make sure you're using proper protection so you don't burn the sheesh out of your hands. I do really think parchment paper is the way to go to make sure nothing sticks. And listen, did I go a little overkill on the amount of pecans I used? Quite possibly, yes. But I have no regrets. This smelled absolutely insane. It was super easy to cut because the dough was super soft, and the smell, oh my God, the smell. I can't even tell you what my house smelled like for hours after these were done. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I'm going for the center, actually. Hot, hot. False alarm. I like might cry. That is the softest dough I've ever had in my mouth. I'm like having an emotional and spiritual reaction to how soft the dough is and how delicious the goo on top is. I am having an out-of-body experience. And it's between me, and it's between you, and it's between this bun. God damn. I'm so good at this. Don't watch any of the other videos where I've melted stuff or caught things on fire. I know what I'm doing. Anyway, I would highly recommend you give this one a try. That's all. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I will see you in the next one.